Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend, the Dreamfinder, here to set off on another grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom.
The Disneyland Limited now leaving for a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. All passengers board.
Star Tours announces the boarding of the Endor Express. All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the door.
Please keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train and remain seated at all times. Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
I am Sam, the American Eagle, and I am proud to introduce the Grand Circle Tour podcast, a celebration of Disney parks, but mostly the American ones. I really like these guys.
Hey gang, welcome to another exciting adventure of the Grand Circle Tour podcast. I'll be your host today, Captain Stan Solo, and welcome aboard and thank you for joining us in this, however you're listening to us. I only have one co-host today, which is kind of unusual. I usually have a couple of co-hosts and a guest or two. Anyways, I'm here with the one and only Dan. Dan is my favorite guy to co-host with of all the group. And I only say that because everyone else is probably not listening. They don't listen to us. But you are, and I appreciate it. Dan, how are you today, and what's up?
Stan, if you were only to have one co-host, it would be just me, right? I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, pretty much. Dan and Stan seem to go together like peas and
Dan and Stan. It sounds like we could rename this podcast the Dan and Stan Show or something like that.
Now you're talking. The Dan and Stan Solo Show.
Waltz up with me. Listen, I'm sure all the podcasts and vlogs and blogs and all those things out there have been talking about it, but my 2 cents about the whole smoking and stroller situations. Smoking, glad to see it go. Disgusting habit. Never a smoker myself. So I'm very happy about that. Strollers, on the other hand, I do have 2 young kids. However, I went out personally and measured my strollers just to see, and they are all in compliance. So I'm happy to see the big ones go too, I guess.
So how big is your stroller? The biggest one that you measured?
It was like,
you remember?
I think it was like 50 inches. Maybe I don't even remember what it was. I just took the measuring stick out to, what was it, 67, I think.
Okay.
And
so you weren't even close.
Yeah, I was not even close.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And it's a two-person stroller, right?
I only have a one-person stroller, but I have a pretty big one-person stroller. So I would assume that nothing that I would ever buy for myself would be bigger than that.
Yeah. Okay.
The way I look at it is, especially when you take Disney transportation, who wants to lug around those things anyway?
No kidding. You see some of those people on those buses with these massive strollers, and oh my goodness. Like, anyways, I know they have here in my local cities, they have these baskets that they put in front of the buses for people to put their strollers in or their bicycles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Disney doesn't do that with in the front of their buses.
Yeah,
it's a big, huge. It's like basically a big basket that you would find on a bicycle, but it's meant to go in front of a bus.
Wow.
Yeah. My waltz up. We had the Winnipeg Disney fans meet this afternoon, and it was a lot of fun. I got to meet some new friends and some that I've chatted with online. Never got to meet in person, which was cool. And after that, we went to see Dumbo. And we'll be doing the Dumbo movie review later on this week. So tune in for that and find out what my thoughts were on Dumbo. The other one, I got a real quick one here. I got a message from Ida Williamson. And they're having a meet, speaking of fan meets or meetups as well. And she's in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And they're trying to raise some awareness for this meet. So she messaged me, asked if I could mention it on the show. So if you're near Allentown, Pennsylvania, and would like to meet some fellow Disney fans, go to mousefandom.com and check it out. They're having a meetup, and the tickets are $20. They're charging charging for it, but they're working hard to make it an extra special event. So people in the neighborhood or in the area, might be something fun to look at.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. I like meetups. They're a lot of fun. You get to, meet people with similar likes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So today we're going to talk about the Disney movies that are out and coming out for 2019. We've like I mentioned, Dumbo is out now. It's the second movie of 12 movies that are coming out.
Wow, is it 12? Wow.
Yeah, a dozen movies coming out, and we're going to kind of go one by one in order of release date, and whether we're excited about them, whether we're on the fence about them, or if we're going to, let's put them in order, Dan. I'll give you points. What's your favorite one you're most excited about are? How about that? So let's dive right in. March 8th, we saw the first one come out, which was Captain Marvel. We did our review on it already, so everybody heard my take on it. Dan, you weren't on that show, were you?
I was not. Nope, I missed that show. I saw the movie about a week or two after it came out. So
okay, and what did you think of the Captain Marvel?
Loved it. I'm a big, for the passengers out there that don't know, I'm a big comic geek. Love Comic-Con. Been reading comics my whole life. I thought they had a great spin on it. Love all the Marvel movies, and this one did not disappoint. So it was up there at the top for me for the Marvel movies.
And I guess a big takeaway for myself, and I think a lot of people, is it gets you really excited for the other movie that's coming up that is in the Marvel title in it later on.
So right before we went on, I was sitting here texting some of my buddies because tickets go on sale on Tuesday. We just found out, we just announced. So we're all trying to figure out who's going to be on their phones trying to get these tickets for opening night of Endgame. So we are. I don't think there's been a movie out there that I've been this excited about, to be honest.
Okay. Well, so Dan announced his favorite one so far, and I give you
jumping the gun. Sorry.
Yeah, jumping the gun a bit. Then Dumbo just came out this weekend, and I just came from it. And Dan, have you seen Dumbo yet?
I have not seen that, but I will be seeing it this week.
Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Good.
It was good. It's I'm sure everybody knows already. It's directed by Tim Burton, and I think he did a great job in the. Tim Burton's getting. I don't know. I'll save it for tomorrow. But his movies are beautiful. They're so gorgeous looking.
See, I think some people are scared. Not scared like horror scared, but just scared of what Tim Burton does to some movies. And I hope that doesn't affect the box office, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, the movie theater that I was in, I don't think it was sold out. And this is opening weekend.
Yeah.
So, and it's not a very big theater either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had some interesting notes on it. Of course, we all know that Danny DeVito is in it as well as Michael Keaton. So you got your Batman returns.
I didn't totally forgot about that. That's funny.
Yeah. And Tim Burton also was directing that one as well.
Right.
Yeah. But did you know that Will Smith and Tom Hanks were approached to be in these movies instead of Michael Keaton? Yeah.
Huh.
And they both backed out, obviously, because they weren't in it. Because Will Smith was doing Bad Boys. Bad Boys for Life is a movie coming out in 2020.
Wow.
So it was the same filming time, I guess. And of course, we all know Will Smith then later on went to film Aladdin,
right?
Which is on our list.
I wonder if he would have accepted the Dumbo role if he would have been offered the Genie role.
I think the Genie role came afterwards.
Right.
And
yes.
he probably wouldn't have gotten it if he was
right.
in the Dumbo role.
Right.
Yeah. And that and Hanks was supposed to be the villain originally, but he turned it down to play the Greyhound, which is a movie coming out later this year. So it's a couple of interesting facts. And then on Earth Day, April 19th, Disney's Nature Penguins is coming out. Now, how excited are you for penguins?
I have to be honest. I don't see any of these nature movies in the theaters. Sometimes I'll pop them on Netflix or something like that, but I am not going to go see that one.
You know, I'm kind of in the same situation. I love to go see them, but they're in the theater for such a short time.
Yeah, that's true.
I swear, I'll want to go, and if I miss an opening weekend or whatever, it's not there anymore. And I got most of them on Blu-ray, and they're fun to watch. I mean, Disney's doing their thing, and I applaud them for continuing to do these nature programs. I don't think they're raking in box office numbers that their Disney's used to.
I would think not. Although they do not have to have the salaries of the actors that the other movies have.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Actors are getting millions of dollars.
Yeah, there's no Danny DeVito in there, or Will Smith, or Brie Larson, or Samuel L. Jackson, or any of these stars.
I like how you did the Penguin, Danny DeVito, like little tie-in right there.
Yeah, you caught that one, eh? Good, nice catch. And then the movie that I think most Marvel fans are dying to see and can hardly wait for. This one starring Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mike Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Don Carroll, Tom Arnold, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bentley, Elizabeth Olsen, and it goes on and on and on. Chris Pratt. April 26th, Avengers Endgame.
So, I never heard of it. What's it about?
Oh, you haven't? Oh, it's a little fan film that's coming out. Is this one going to break all box office records for a Marvel film, or is it going to be less than because of it's a sequel?
No, it's going to break everything. I mean, like I said a little bit earlier, I've never been more excited to this movie than this movie. It's, you know, they keep saying it's the culmination of all the MCU movies put together, and you know that's what it is to me. You know, it's been, how long have the MCU movies been going on now?
20 years.
How many?
21, I think now.
It hasn't been that long. Holy cow! So
I
that's
know.
like it's like almost half my life that I've been watching these movies, and
I'm pretty sure it's 20.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know. There's not a Marvel movie that I didn't somewhat enjoy. Okay, maybe there were some that were worse than others, but I enjoyed all of them. And like I said before, I'm a big comic fan. I love just the stuff that they do, that they keep in line with so many storylines. And what I think it's done is I think it's kind of made a whole new era out there of children that are into comic books now. You know, I look at my son who's 7, and I mean, he eats, lives, and breathes superheroes. You know, I don't know. Maybe he would have done that without these movies, but you know, last night we made a little fort in the living room and watched Avengers. So that definitely helps it.
Well, I could guarantee you he would not know who Guardians of the Galaxy were, or Star-Lord, or
Exactly.
Ant-Man.
And as much as a comic fan as I am, I didn't know who Guardians were either. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, I did not.
Yeah. The Captain Marvel, I think, so far is the one that I knew the least about of the MCU movies that came out. So that was a nice one. Nice one for me to see, like a brand new take on something. Because she kind of came out when I wasn't reading comics anymore.
Mm-hmm.
When I turned, married with kids, I stopped buying comics.
I think I started buying more comics when I got married.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm super excited about this one too. It'd be interesting to see. Okay, let's play predictions. What's the outcome going to be? How are they going to beat Thanos?
I think, here's my prediction, and I've thought long and hard about this. Mm-hmm. I think that I'm going to guess only 2. I'm just going to throw that number of the original 6 are going to survive. I think it's going to end with Captain America probably sacrificing himself in some way. I know that there's leaks out there that there's a huge funeral scene with all the actors in one place at one time. So to me, that means one of them are going to die at least.
Mhm.
If I had to guess, I would say that probably Thor will make it out, and Black Widow, just because I know she has a movie coming out.
Okay.
Those are my
I'm
guesses.
thinking now Doc Strange, how he went and looked at the future and
Yep.
saw the however many possibilities, and only one worked. I think he's playing a big part in it, on the one that works. Is my prediction.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the only prediction I have, and I think Captain Marvel will play a big part of it as well.
Yeah, she definitely will.
Yeah. So we're still in the spring, May 24th. Aladdin is back on the big screens. This time it's a live action film with Will Smith taking the part of the unbottled genie, and a role that the late great Robin Williams won a Golden Globe for. Are you excited for this one?
I am. Aladdin's one of my favorites, but I will say this: out of all the live actions, including Dumbo, this is probably the one I'm looking least forward to. I'm not sure
Yeah,
why. You agree?
I agree completely. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the trailers haven't done it for me yet. I did think the last trailer was a lot better than the first one was,
Mhm.
and it got me a lot more interested. But I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Aladdin. Of all the animated movies that Disney has put out over the past 50 years, 60 or 70 years,
Yeah.
Aladdin is nowhere near the top of my list of favorite movies. I was just at an age where it didn't hit me at the right time, I think. But yeah, so for me to have an Aladdin movie come out, it's not something I'm super excited about. The same way there's that Dora the Explorer movies coming out. I'm not excited about that one either. I wasn't the right age when Dora was at its peak.
Right.
Now, I did enjoy the Aladdin video game for Sega when it was out. That was a fun. That was fun. That was a fun game. Then Tom Hanks and Tim Allen return, and all the rest for the fourth time in Toy Story 4 in June 21st. Toy Story 4, along with, according to the trailers, Sporky.
It looks awesome.
I'm glad they are making it where a homemade toy becomes a real toy. I know at first no one liked that, and hear me out. A lot of people can't afford to be buying Buzz Lightyears and Woodies and all this and that. So it's nice to see that a homemade toy actually comes alive and becomes a toy as well. I kind of like that take on it. What about you?
Well, I can't wait to be walking around Magic Kingdom and them selling Sporky dolls that are literally a spork and a googly eye.
They'll have
some
cast members on their breaks.
Some parents
doing
saying,
popsicle sticks.
$27 for this?
Yeah, but then they have to have the name written on the bottom of the feet there for Becky or
Yeah, so no, I'm looking forward to Toy Story. I mean, listen, Toy Story is a classic. I'm just nervous about bawling my eyes out in front of everyone because I have a feeling that's how it's going to end.
Could be, or they're going to leave some room open for Toy Story 5.
Yeah, of course.
Now I've mentioned this a couple of times on the podcast already, and I'm still now that I've seen the trailers, I'm kind of wondering maybe I am wrong, but my gut still tells me that at some point in Toy Story 4, they're going to come across some Star Wars action figures. My gut just tells me that's going to happen.
Yep.
What do you think?
I mean, you've said this multiple times on this podcast, and at first I was like, but then Toy Story Land opened, and then I'm looking at where the connection of Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land is gonna be. And I said, wow, that would be pretty smart on their end.
Yeah, that was my prediction day one when I saw that map where Toy Story Land was going to be, where Star Wars Land was going to be, or Galaxy's Edge now. Back then we were calling it Toy Story Star Wars Land. And And yeah, I saw that, and the first thing I thought was, oh, they need Star Wars action figures walking around where the two lands meet. I guess time will tell. We'll find out on June 21st whether Stan is a hosehead or whether he's right on that one. Then July 5th, the day after Independence Day, Spider-Man Far From Home. It seems that despite Thanos' best efforts, our web slinger is feeling better and is back in action.
I guess he survives.
Yeah, he was dust, but he's feeling better now. And this one, it goes what? He goes to Europe, I think, in this one, right?
Yep, that's true. He goes to Europe.
And he has a new super suit to so he can yell, "Where's my super suit?" Just like in The Incredibles.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one too. I'm a big Spidey fan. It's going to be great. We know it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one too. Marvel's just been knocking him out of the park lately, and I don't think it's going to be any different. Then July 19th, we have the third one of the year, live action remake. And this one is starring Donald Glover, Beyonce, Seth Rogen, John Oliver, Alice Woodard, we got Michael Key, and James Earl Jones reprising his role for Lion King.
Yeah.
From this trailer, the opening teaser trailer that they had, and you know what? I haven't watched the second one yet. I think there's a second one out.
Yep, there is.
I haven't watched it yet. I've been trying to avoid trailers, but it was almost shot for shot, the original trailer.
Yeah, there's a video out there going around Facebook where they show the two trailers back to back. So it's the exact same trailer that was used for the original movie. So they did that on purpose.
Yeah, I didn't even have to look at the original trailer to go back. I didn't have to look at them side by side. I knew as soon as I saw it.
Yep.
Like, wow, this looks similar.
Yeah. But I will say, I mean, listen, out of all the live actions, Aladdin's the one I was looking forward to the least. Mm-hmm. Lion King's the one that I'm most excited about. Did you like Jungle Book?
You know what? Of all the live actions, Jungle Book is my favorite so far.
Yeah, I was going to say the same exact thing. I thought Jungle Book was amazing. And if they could do something similar to Jungle Book, the only qualm I had about Jungle Book was I thought they could have been a little bit more music. They're I don't know if there's going to be in Lion King, but I would assume that there is.
I would imagine. Well, will they be singing "I Can't Wait to Be King" in this one, or will they?
I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting to see. Yeah, I think. And actually, you know what? We brought this up at the Winnipeg Disney fans meet today about live action movies compared to the original animated movies, and pretty much the consensus with everybody was that, for the most part, like all of them, the animation's better. Until I brought up Jungle Book, and everybody went, "Oh yeah, Jungle Book. Yeah, that's one that I agree that the Jungle Book." And I said, "You know what? And if you gave me which one you want to watch between the two of them, I'm picking the live action one of those."
So I just checked Wikipedia as you were talking there, and it says that it has been announced that 4 songs from the original film will be included. Those are "Circle of Life," "I Just Can't Wait to Be King," "Hakuna Matata," and "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?"
Okay.
And then it's also been reported, but not confirmed, that "Be Prepared" will also be in the film. So.
Okay.
There you go.
Interesting. Yep. Now, if they say it's been reported but not confirmed, I'm guessing it might be in the. Well, why would they put that in the final credits? That might be in the movie. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Besides my contract states, I got to go to the opening weekend for all these movies, so.
I'm gonna make a prediction right here too. Okay. I think that when you leave this movie, and people ask you who's the scariest villain of all of Disney, I think Scar is gonna be right up there. After this movie.
You think so?
I do.
Interesting.
I have a feeling they're gonna make it dark. They're gonna make him very evil, and I can't wait if they do that.
Of all the Disney animated movies, not counting real classic ones, because I really like Sleeping Beauty and Snow White. Lion King is probably my favorite. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
When it first came out, and I still do.
Yep.
Then August 9th is Artemis Fowl. Are you following this one at all? Do you know what this one's about?
I do not.
Yeah, apparently, I guess it's a novel. The novel is quite popular. It's a sci-fi fantasy film starring a newcomer, Frida Shaw, as a teenage genius who discovers fairies are real. She decides it would be a good idea to kidnap one and hold her for ransom. That's what the movie's about.
Oh, Disney, you're really going out there. They merge with Fox, and everything goes to down the drain.
So, I'm going to reserve judgment till I see it. Whether I see it in the theater or not might be a different thing. But yeah, I think of all the ones on this list, this is the one that I'm, even including Penguins, the one I'm probably least likely to run out to see. What about you?
No, let's put George and Mindy on that assignment for the review. What do you think?
Good idea. Yeah, good idea. We'll send them packing for this one. Then the October 18th. This one was bumped up several months because this was originally supposed to come out last year, and they bumped it up to come out this year. Another kind of a remake of an animated one, but not quite. This is a totally different news story. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, October 18th. Right off the hop, I'm going to say I think that this movie should come out in October compared to, I think they originally had it planned for spring 2020 or something like that. This sounds more like an October movie to me. What do you think?
So is this a sequel to the other Maleficent?
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, this time Angelina Jolie returns to play the title character.
Okay.
And it picks up several years after Maleficent, the original live-action Maleficent.
Okay.
This one, the Horned Fairy and the soon-to-be queen, Princess Allura, they team up to protect the Moors and the whatever that word, the creatures that reside within. I don't know what the Moors are, but they team up in this one and protecting somebody.
Now I have a confession.
Okay. You haven't seen the first one yet.
I have not seen Maleficent.
Oh man,
was it good? Did you like that?
Actually, you know what? That one was pretty good too. I have to say, I enjoyed it. I didn't see it in the theater, and I think I fell asleep for part of it. I got to go back and rewatch it. But the parts that I've seen and the parts that I remember, I really enjoyed. I know it's not Sleeping Beauty. It's kind of a take on Sleeping Beauty. It's in the same time frame, but it's more what Maleficent was doing.
Right.
Then what? Yeah. I enjoyed it. I like darker movies though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one that I think is it's more my type of movie.
Sure.
Than like some people who don't like dark movies. Then we have another blockbuster coming up. Now it's going to be interesting. I think there's 3 blockbusters this year that Disney could potentially have.
The fairy movie, the Penguin movie, the fairy movie, the Penguin movie, and
they might even end up with the top 5 this year, I'm thinking. And I think this is going to be one of the ones in there. Frozen 2.
Oh yeah.
November 22nd. This one's coming out around my birthday.
Oh man.
Yeah. And there isn't much out about the plot. From watching the trailer, it looks like someone has fall powers, because that only makes sense if someone has winter powers and there's someone out there that has fall powers.
Where did you got that from the trailer?
Didn't you get that from the trailer?
I don't think so. The one where she's shooting ice in the ocean?
No. There was another trailer where they're in the woods and all of a sudden the leaves start coming alive.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't get that, but now that you say that, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then Anna turns around and whips out a sword and swipes it, and that's how the trailer ends.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought that trailer was good too. The one where she's trying to escape that island and hop on the ice, that's a cool trailer also.
Yeah.
But there isn't much out about this movie at all. Like,
No,
I haven't heard anything.
It's so strange that like they're keeping it so under wraps, and I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a good thing, but I'm sure once the summer hits, they're gonna start amping up the marketing, and we're gonna find out a lot more about it. I think right now Disney's knee deep in Endgame stuff, and some of the live action. And once that's over with, it's going to all shift to Frozen, and then Frozen will be in our lives for the next 5 years, nonstop.
Yeah, I think Toy Story is going to be up there as well as in the top 5. I really do think that Disney's going to end up with the top 5 blockbusters.
Well, I mean, I don't know the answer to this, but how many other non-Disney blockbusters are coming out this year that you could think of off the top of your head?
None.
Right. I can't think of any.
Yeah. I don't think Bigfoot's gonna be in there. I don't think Hellboy's gonna raise hell.
No.
I don't think. There isn't anything else I'm really, really excited about for 2019 other than the Disney ones.
I know it's pretty crazy when you think about it. They have think of it as a movie studio. What did you say? 12? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well,
12 movies that are coming out. To be able to not only put them out once a month, basically, but to say that they're probably gonna like own the top 10 also, or at least the top 5.
I think the top 5. I think they'll own the top 5. It's very interesting. And now they got 20th Century. How hard is it for them to get the top 7, top 8?
Sure.
For 2020. Because and I remember a few years back, I was driving in my car and I was listening on the radio, and they were talking about Disney announced that their plans over the next several years is to have an average of a movie a month.
Yeah.
And I thought, what? How are they going to have a movie a month?
Yeah.
And there isn't even a Muppet movie coming out this year. They got they got a Disney Nature one. But there's no Muppet movie coming out this year. Then the one that I'm most looking forward to, despite what Marvel's doing, and coming out at the end of the year in December 20th, is the Star Wars Episode 9, titled to be released soon at Star Wars Celebration.
And which you will be at, right?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be there with bells on.
Yeah.
No, probably fancy shirts. I'll wear Star Wars. I'm gonna wear bells this time. Last time I wore bells, and people were looking at me weird. I'll wear a Star Wars shirt this time. What's interesting is when you read the cast. Daisy Ridley, of course. Adam Driver's returning. John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Lupita Nyong'o. Sorry. Donna Hill Gleason, the usual cast of characters. Anthony Daniels, they can't make a Star Wars movie without him getting in there somehow. Mark Hamill is listed as being in it.
Ooh.
Wasn't feeling well at the end of the last one. Billy D. Williams, I'm excited to see him. I got a little story to tell you about Billy D. Williams after. Carrie Fisher, they're going to be using old footage and bringing her into this one. And Kerry Russell, who I'm also a bit of a fan of, is Kerry Russell.
Sure.
Billy D. Williams. I saw him at a Comic-Con the day after it was announced that Disney purchased Lucasfilm. This happened to be the exact time that the Comic-Con was on, and he was at the con. I went to go get his autograph. Of course, what I'm going to ask him. Are you booked for a movie yet? This is like the day after Disney announced it. well, no, not yet. But they know how to get a hold of me. I'll be happy anytime. Was his answer. Yeah, he was excited to about the prospect of a new Star Wars movie coming out.
Yeah,
and when he made that announcement, and I also asked him what he thought about the deal, with how much Disney paid for it and whatnot, and he thought that Disney got the deal of the century.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. He says Lucas should have held out for more. It was his response. Yeah. What was really cool was I saw him the next day when he was doing a panel, and he saw me in the audience and he recognized me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He liked my shirt. I had a nice shirt on, and And the next day he was doing a panel, and I went to go see the panel. He goes, "Hey, there's the guy that has a nice shirt on."
That's funny.
Yeah, it was kind of neat to be picked out like that by one of your childhood heroes.
So
I'm guessing your top three are going to be Endgame number one.
Endgame number one. I would say Lion King number two and Toy Story number three. That's my top three.
Wow. Okay.
What's yours?
I would have thought you would have had Spider-Man in there over Toy Story.
You know what? Don't get me wrong. I'm very excited for Spider-Man, but it's almost like been there, done that with Spider-Man. Trust me, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna love it. But I've seen how many Spider-Man movies in the time that Toy Story 3 has come out, right?
Yeah.
And
fair enough.
I've been patiently waiting for a Toy Story. And
Mm-hmm. For me, well, obviously Star Wars is my most anticipated movie of the year. That goes without saying. Star Wars always wins in my book.
You know what?
It stands playing. Star Wars wins.
I feel like Star Wars is like December feels so far away, but that has to be in my top three too. So I don't know. I don't know where I put that.
and honestly, I know that they do well with the December releases, but I'd really like the May releases for Star Wars movies.
See, I love the December release. I have to admit,
Yeah.
I think that there's so many movies that come out in May, June, July that I think December is like the perfect time for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I know for a fact, I'm convinced, 100% convinced that the May release for Solo was what did not help it at all.
I agree. I know.
I think if it came out in December, it would have done better in the theaters than it did coming out in May. Prove me wrong, but
Sure.
I think May is Star Wars month with the May the 4th, and when the original Star Wars came out in May in 1977.
Right.
It to me that's Star Wars month. December is more Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings in my book, but I'm not going to argue. I'm going to go to it opening weekend. I'll go to opening day. I don't care if it's midnight or if I have to work the next day or what. I'll be there. Number two for me, Avengers Endgame. Now those two are easy. Those are my 1 and 2. And number 4, wow, this is a tough list to pick a number 4. I guess Toy Story 4 would be number 3 would be Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
For that. So Dan picked, what did you pick? Avengers, Toy Story, and Lion King?
I put Lion King number 2.
Okay, well, you only get 25 points for that one. I'll give you 50 points for
I'm looking forward to Lion King. But how can I not put Star Wars in the top 3? I don't know.
I know. I was going to throttle you, but you're not beside me. I can't do it.
Passengers are going to think I'm crazy if I tell this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So one of the things that I do when I try to go to sleep at night is I pop on YouTube on my phone, and there's a couple of channels out there that just talk about Endgame nonstop, and they do theories and they do, quote unquote leak scripts, which never are true, but they go through all these things. And I literally watch one video a night, and that's usually how I kind of decompress and get tired. And well, once Endgame is gone, I know it's all going to shift to Star Wars. All those videos are going to shift. They're going to be a month or two of recaps and Easter eggs. Did you see that? Did you see this? And then all those YouTube channels are going to shift to the same thing with Star Wars. And that's when I'm going to start getting hyped up.
Okay. So you gotta take them in order.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it weird that we don't have a title yet for Star Wars?
Well, I mean, think about it. Endgame just came out. What was it? January? The name came out. I think it was January.
This year, or was it last year? I thought it was last year.
No, it was only a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
okay.
I was convinced for a while that we weren't going to get the Endgame name until Captain Marvel came out. I really thought that's what they were going to do to us, just to keep us on our toes. But if I had to guess, Yeah, I would think probably, maybe like around 4th of July. That's when the name will come out.
I think it's going to come out at Celebration.
Oh, well, yeah, you're probably right.
Later this month. That's what I'm thinking.
You're probably right.
Do you have a guess for the name?
Oof, no. I mean, I don't know. I have no clue. What do you think? You have a guess?
I'm guessing there's going to be Force in the title.
Okay.
Like I don't know, the Piece of the Force or Return of the Force. Oh, Return of the. To me, that's not a good name. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to have the word Force in the title somewhere.
Okay.
I'm putting that out there. That's my guess. Yeah. Rhythm of the Force? No, that makes no sense.
Rhythm of the
The rhythm's going to get you. The rhythm's going to get you. Anyways, it's been fun chatting with you today, Dan.
Yeah, lots of good movies to look forward to.
Oh man, I am excited about these movies coming out. And go see a movie. It's great to escape. Take it away, Dan. Ken. Take it away, Ken.
Good night, everyone.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tour Magical Ticket Holders. While on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tour. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tour Podcast, as well as Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to send us a message, you can email us at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule, make it good. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.